Great weather, a couple tickets to the ball game, and a good crowd coming into PNC Park for the rubber game between the Pirates and the Washington Nationals. Hi again, everybody, with Bob Walk. I'm Tim Never. Robbie Ince-Mikowski will join us in just a little bit. New look lineup today for the Pirates for the second time this season. Michael McHenry starts behind the plate with Russell Martin starting at third base.
Hey, I agree. It's something you don't see very often when you have both your catchers in the lineup at the same time. But I think it speaks toward the fact that Russell Martin is very versatile, and both these guys, when they've been in there, have been contributing in a big way on offense.
McDonald in at shortstop, Inge making his second start in right field. The home runs have been coming in bunches. The Pirates have been playing a lot of long ball this month.
You know, last year it was kind of a breakthrough season, I think, for the long ball hitting. It was a big story last year, the middle of the summer, how this team has gone from a team that liked to play small ball, maybe try to use their speed, to where they knocked the ball all over the place and became one of the better home run hitting teams in the National League, even though they're not really in a home run hitting ballpark. And it's certainly the story again this year. It's all part of what happened in April and got us off to such a good start.
Since the 19th of April, the most home runs in Major League Baseball. Second highest slugging percentage, and 10 different Pirates have homered since the 19th of April, led by the catcher Russell Martin, who has 6 total and is 1 shy of his 100. Well, lots of activity out on Federal Street today. Oliver Onion makes a new friend on a Kids Day Sunday. Kids getting their pierogi umbrellas. First pitch between the Nats and the Pirates coming up.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Now's the time to go places with Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com for special offers. And by PNC for the achiever in you. Let's go Bucks.
Chamber of Commerce Sunday afternoon in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Here we are at PNC Park, the final game of a 3-game weekend set between the Washington Nationals and the Pirates. Series is even at a game apiece at this point in time. Kids Day Sunday, good crowd on hand. And Wandy Rodriguez leading the Bucks out. 1971 home Sunday uniforms. Wandy's been a very good pitcher at home over the course of his career. 50 and 38 at home in 123 home starts. For the Nationals, Davey Johnson lines him up this way. Denard Span is back out there. He started Friday night. Ian Desmond, Bryce Harper, Ryan Zimmerman, and Adam LaRoche, 3 out of 4 this series. Walked 3 times yesterday, driven in a run, scored a run, and he's walked 4 times overall in the series. Tyler Moore, Danny Espinosa, the switch hitter at second base. Wilson Ramos behind the plate bats 8th. And batting 9th, the pitcher, the left-hander Gio Gonzalez, facing Pirates lefty Wandy Rodriguez.
Take a look at Wandy's numbers on the year, brought to you by Chevrolet. Going in to his last start, he had only walked 2 men unintentionally, and it was so unlike him to see him as wild as he was in that first inning. The walks got away from him. I totally expect that to disappear this afternoon.
So Wandy getting set to face Denard Span and the Nationals. And the guys making plays behind him today. A different looking lineup. Not so much in the outfield except in right field where Brandon Inge is there. Russell Martin makes his second start. An 18th overall appearance in his career at third base. Michael McHenry completes the battery with Wandy Rodriguez. And the second career start in right field for Brandon Inge. His second start this series. He started Friday night out there in right.
Well, he's kind of like a super utility type player. That's going to be his role, looks like, on this team. Anywhere on the infield, anywhere on the outfield, it will not matter. He'll give it a shot. I'm not sure what kind of center fielder he would be, but I guarantee you he'll give it a good try and catch everything hit at him.
Jose Tabata still nursing a hamstring situation. He is available to pinch hit, we understand, but not able to start and go the whole way today. So Inge is out there this afternoon. Wandy Rodriguez out of Pearland, Texas, just south of Houston, where he has made his home for a lot of years since being a member of the Astros organization.
Who was it? We had somebody else the last couple of years from Pearland.
Brad Lincoln.
That's right, Brad Lincoln. Pearland, Texas guy.
Brad now with the Blue Jays organization. So Span, who sat out yesterday nursing a sore right ankle, he fouled the ball off of it Friday night. So Davey Johnson gave him a rest yesterday. He takes strike 1, and we're underway. Nothing in 1-2 Denard Span, and the pitch is up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Span, longtime member of the Twins organization, and a good fielding outfielder. Great speed on the base paths. Jumps out of the way of that one. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Certainly a guy you want to keep off the bases. Say that about any leadoff hitter, though, I suppose. That's their job, get on the bases and then maybe cause a little havoc out there.
Denard Span looking out at Wandy, the 2-1 pitch. Right there for strike 2.
91 mile an hour. Wandy popping that ball pretty well.
Two ball, 2 strike pitch. Fouls this one off. We'll get another. He is 4th among National League leadoff hitters in times reached base safely. Tied for 4th 43 times. He has reached base safely as a leadoff man. And Rodriguez ready to go. The 2-2. Bounding ball hit toward Mercer. He's going to have to hurry. And just gets Span by a step.
A nice play. That ball didn't spend much time in the glove. In and out.
Jordy Mercer with a nice play here. He'd been playing mostly shortstop in AAA. Did get some time at second base and third base in spring training. And Jordy getting some time here with Neil Walker on the disabled list. He'll come off the DL in about a week. Bad cut on his right hand. Suffered during the road trip in St. Louis. He and Desmond, who had a 10-game hitting streak, snapped yesterday. Take strike one. Now it's 0-2 quickly.
Yeah, this is what we're used to with Wandy. Just work fast, throw a lot of strikes.
Off the mask, it's not a lot of fun. Michael doesn't seem to mind.
It's fun to him. He loves it.
A roller toward third. Russell Martin. Nice play. Russ acting like he's been out there for a while.
The second little chopper that Wandy's been able to induce is a little easier play. Also certainly has the arm to play on that side of the infield. Fires a clothesline across.
He told me in February that he wanted to play shortstop for Team Canada in the World Baseball Classic. I thought he was kidding. As Bryce Harper takes a strike, and I asked him, when's the last time you played the infield, or particularly shortstop? And he said when he was a teenager. He had played third base, though, in the big leagues. Not very often, though. Harper quickly 0-2. And this is his 18th career appearance and his 10th career start at third base.
It just gives Clint another option.
0-2 pitch, and Harper laid off the breaking
way
ball.
to fit all the pieces together to make up a lineman or a lineup when you have a guy like Martin that doesn't have to just catch, go out there and play other places. There have been a number of catchers throughout the years that could do that. Their bats were valuable enough that when they got a day off from behind the plate, they'd maybe go out and play somewhere else.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Bryce Harper.
The usual options are more like, say, maybe left field or first base.
And Harper looked at one, and yes, he is punched out by the third base umpire, John Hirschbeck. And Hirschbeck, the crew chief, he's been around a little longer than Bryce Harper. And Harper's still standing at home plate. He can't believe he got punched out, but the Pirates get the Nationals in order. Through a half inning, no score, and Bryce Harper has just been ejected. The veteran umpire not going to toy around with a youngster. And Davey Johnson getting his say right now.
Well, the umpires are they're trying to set the tone with the young man that there's some things that they won't tolerate. So he's going to miss these 9 innings. It's a big blow to the Nationals.
It hurts when you lose a guy in the first inning, especially a number 3 hitter. Bryce Harper striking out on an appeal down to third base. And we will take a timeout. So we played half inning in Pittsburgh, no score. Bryce Harper. Did he check a swing or didn't he? Did he come around? Looks like he did. And he didn't believe it. So the appeal down to third. And Harper rung up on strikes.
Look where the pitch was. Pitch was in the strike zone.
Pitch was a strike anyway. Marte hammers this one. Deep left field and gone. 1-0. Starling Marte. His 5th home run. In the blink of an eye, lightning strikes at PNC Park.
During the open, we were talking about the home runs, how that has become such a part of the offense of the Pirates going back to the middle of last year. It's really come on strong, and it looks like this year is going to be no different, maybe even better. A bat like Marte here all year. That second deck, yes, that's way out of here. You don't see really a lot of home runs getting into that second level of the left field bleachers.
Well, Pirates have been taking care of some yard work, no question about it. They have homered in 15 of their last 17 games, and Jordy Mercer goes to the deep right center field gap, and that one's off the wall. And the Pirates have brought their bats in the first inning. Mercer a double to follow up the Marte home run.
Up and away, and Mercer just hitting it where it's pitched. And not just flicking the ball out that way either. He's driving it.
Mercer remembers the Z from last year. Marte giving it right back to him. Marte's second career leadoff home run.
Got a good strong breeze blowing in, and Pirates don't care.
Gio Gonzalez.
They're tacking into the wind.
Has been attacked. Yeah. And Mercer off of second base, the pitch. And this one roped foul out of play down the left side. Pirates lineup, well, you've seen a good chunk of it now. As Marte has already homered. Mercer's already doubled. McCutchen at the plate. Hitting .452 against the Nationals. He is the new capital punisher, as he has 11 home runs against Washington, including 3 in one game. And he bounces this one to Zimmerman at third. And Zimmerman slings it over to first. Everybody's going to be safe. Zimmerman just has somewhat of an unnatural delivery now from third over to first base. And Pirates now have runners at the corners. Zimmerman's throw just doesn't look comfortable.
Why is he taking so long to get rid of it? I mean, like a triple crow hop. I mean, that's McCutchen going down the line. If he would have got rid of that ball a little sooner, McCutchen wouldn't have been there to get hit, and LaRoche would have probably been able to catch this ball. But McCutchen, going hard as he always is, even though it's a routine ground ball, gets himself in between the baseball and the first baseman, LaRoche.
2 on, nobody out. An error on Zimmerman on the throw. And here is Gabby Sanchez. Ball 1 to Gabby. So a first pitch leadoff home run for Starling Marte. Double by Mercer. Error by Zimmerman, allowing McCutchen to reach. And Sanchez with 16 RBIs, just 1 behind the team leader McCutchen. 2-0. Touch at first base. Pirates 9 for 9 as a team, by the way, their last 9 steal attempts. And Gabby almost got. It's 3-0 to Sanchez. Ramos saved a run.
Gabby's barely able to get his feet out of the way.
Jordy Mercer at third base and McCutchen at first. 3-0 to Gabby Sanchez. Gonzalez ready to deliver. Here's the pitch. That's high, ball 4, and the bases are full of bucks with nobody out.
take a look at Gio Gonzalez numbers before they change too much. Because they are about to jump up, I believe, at least the ERA, and he can't really afford that. It's already at 5.34. He has not had a very good start to his season. A lot of walks, 18 of them.
Pitching coach Steve McCatty out there to have a word. And when you look at his last 4 starts, Bob, he's given up 18 earned runs in 22 innings pitched over his last 4 starts. That's a 7.36 ERA. And in his last outing against Atlanta, he walked a season high 5 and went 4 innings.
Walks and home runs. That's been the difference between his last year fabulous season and this year.
Russell Martin batting with nobody out on the bases loaded. 1-0 Pirates on the leadoff solo homer by Starling Marte. Gonzalez pitch. Martin fouls it off. Right now, Martin and the Pirates know they need to step on the gas. Getting a golden opportunity here in the first.
Absolutely. A big opportunity here. They take a nice lead. It looks like Wandy's throwing the ball just like he normally does.
Strike 2 to Russell.
So you give him a 3-run lead early in a ball game, you have an awfully good feeling about it. And really a great opportunity to go up 4. You get a 3-run lead just by getting a single here before the end of this inning. You got 3 shots at getting a single in.
Martin, through his career, a .307 hitter with the bases full. Here's the pitch. It's inside, a ball and 2 strikes.
And no more Harper to deal with the rest of the game.
Right, Bryce Harper.
It was all going Pirate way.
Harper ejected in the top of the first inning for arguing a called 3rd strike. And the 1-2 to Russell Martin. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And your point on Harper, though, on the pitch was well taken, Bob, because most people are concerned about the appeal in the ring up of strike 3 on the check swing, but that pitch was right in there for a strike. And Martin goes down swinging.
Changeup.
Well, Gonzalez has his first strikeout victim. He had 9 his last time out.
There it is, outside corner, 85 mile an hour, took something off of it, got Martin out in front. There goes the bat through, the ball's not there yet. Odd that the changeup would be what he would go to. A changeup is the pitch that the opposition has their highest batting average against. The opponent hitting well over 400 on the Gio Gonzalez changeup. That would be a pitch he'd stay away from. But here he goes to it with the bases loaded.
Well, the Ford hitting .318 is a 1-0 count. McHenry fouls it off. 1-1. Michael not getting as many repetitions behind the plate, but when he's in there, he makes the most of them. Wednesday against the Brewers, he had a start in the afternoon, hit a home run in the 7th inning. Three home runs this year for McHenry. Realize that the Pirates have homered 17 times over the last 6+ games. Marte's first inning home run here.
After the strikeout for the first out, now I'm getting a little nervous. I'll just take a single right now and be satisfied with a 3-run inning. Just get a ball on the outfield grass, get a couple more runs home. You got great speed out at second base. Won't take much of a single to score him. Just think back down through the middle. You're not having to worry about driving a ball anywhere. Just solid contact.
Strike 3 called. And McHenry down on strikes. So after the bases were loaded with nobody out, if Gonzalez strikes out Martin, now McHenry.
Watch the range resources. This entire at bat, there's not a single pitch in the strike zone. Not a single pitch. And we're close to letting that man off the hook.
Brandon Inge will try his hand now.
That changeup. It's not been a very effective pitch for him, but it's been a good one this inning.
Inge has been good in his career with the bases loaded, a .323 lifetime hitter with the sacks full. And he's down 0-2.
Another changeup.
Seven grand slams in his career. No balls and 2 strikes. And Inge, the check swing foul. Fastball that time at 94 from Gio Gonzalez. Gonzalez's 3rd career start against Pittsburgh. It's his first one here at PNC Park.
Well, let's hope we're not talking about this inning in the 9th. You gotta come through. And nobody out, bases loaded. Better come up with something.
Mercer still at 3rd base. He doubled. McCutchen over at 2nd. He reached on an error by Jordan Zimmerman. Throw over to 1st, hit him in the back. Ryan Zimmerman, beg your pardon. Jordan not playing today. He's a pitcher. And Gabby Sanchez at 1st. 1-2 to Inge. Outside, laid off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Inge looking to connect. Up high, 3-2. Let's come down to 1 pitch now this inning.
Barely missed. Close.
See what Gonzalez comes back with against Inge. The payoff pitch on the way. We will get another as Ramos can't hang on.
Just barely nicked the top of the baseball.
Ramos right on the thigh. One of the unprotected areas. It's got to hurt. Well, runners off 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. They'll be off with the pitch. 3-2 the count. 2 down. Payoff pitch from Gio Gonzalez. An Inge toward the middle. Desmond gloves, and he throws him out. So the Pirates waste an opportunity with the bases loaded and nobody out. But on the first pitch Starling Marte saw, he didn't waste this opportunity. Driving in out of the yard for his 5th home run of the year. 1-0 Pirates after 1.
leading off that first inning for the Bucks. I'm Robbie Mikowski. Well, the Pirates made a friend during the offseason, during the winter caravan, and then welcomed a young man back here to the ballpark on Friday. It was Neil Walker signing 10-year-old Gage Beaver's prosthetic leg during the Pirates caravan. The young man's a big Pirates fan, had many autographs on his old leg, and on Friday he was welcomed back by Neil Walker, also friends with relief pitcher Brian Marsh as well. Gage got a new leg, so he had to get all new signatures put on his new leg, and he's very proud to have all his Pirates guys, favorite Pirates players, sign it. Neil Walker's wife took him up to the gift shop, bought him a couple gifts, and treated him to BP, took him through the clubhouse. He's got Neil Walker's batting glove, so a very nice thing that two of these players did, Brian Morris and Neil Walker, for 10-year-old Gage Beavers. We see some more. There's Kutch signing his leg, and the kid's a lifelong Pirate fan. Neil Walker said he is just an inspiration. If you meet this kid, you would never know what he was dealing with on a day-to-day basis if you didn't see it with your own two eyes.
It's a great story. I remember hearing about him on the caravan, and back here this week. And Neil currently on the DL, but will come off next week.
Nice that Neil would have a young man out, have him on the field. I mean, that's got to be so special for any youngster in any situation. Just a great story.
3-1 to Ryan Zimmerman. That's ball 4. Zimmerman, who last night essentially stole a victory by taking third in the 9th inning. First time he'd ever stolen third base in his career. And he saved it for the 9th inning of yesterday's game. Ended up scoring what would be the game-winning run. Adam LaRoche now will dig in against Wandy Rodriguez with a man on and nobody out.
Amazing how things change so quickly during a baseball game. It just, you had a Harper's out of the ball game, leadoff home run, bases loaded, nobody out, and quickly you get nothing out of it. And Wandy was throwing so well in the first inning, and then he walks the leadoff hitter in the second. It can turn so quick from like a lot of momentum going your way to, uh-oh, now what's going to happen?
Pirates infield is shifted for LaRoche with shortstop McDonald playing over by second base. Mercer closer to first, and Russell Martin alone on the left side of the infield. They're giving LaRoche that entire side of the infield. And Adam more than likely just going to swing the way he normally does. Takes that pitch low. 1-1. Fans in Washington a little impatient with LaRoche right now due to his slow start. He's hitting 163 because the bar was set high for him last year. He had a terrific season with the Nationals. Strike 2.
Well, you look at his career numbers and you look at what he's done in April, and it's not pretty. So they can't be that surprised.
I was saying with LaRoche over his career is his batting average goes up when the temperature goes up. Last year was a little bit different for him. He started to hit early in the year. 1-2. And this one smacked to the gap. And Zimmerman's going to turn second and head for third. He'll be held there, and it's a double for Adam LaRoche. And runners on second and third and nobody out.
Change of fortunes continue. Ahead 1-2, and fastball held high right in the middle of the plate. A mistake pitch for Wandy, I would imagine. So you have two guys get on base because of not putting the ball where you want. Zimmerman, the leadoff walk, and boy, he really doesn't look very fast there, does he? And then LaRoche, you're ahead 1-2, and then you accidentally lay one right into him.
And last night on that double steal in the 9th, LaRoche was the trail runner. He picked up his 7th career stolen base. You're talking about a guy who's played in over 1,200 games as a major leaguer. He's stolen only 7 bases.
So what you're saying, that the element of surprise was in their favor.
Absolutely. Strike to Tyler Moore. He drove in the game-winning run in Game 2 Saturday with a sacrifice fly. One of 3 sacrifice flies the Nationals scored on. Nothing in 1 to Tyler Moore. 1-0 Pirates, top of the second. External signs for McHenry. Waiting in the box for Wandy's delivery. Runners at second and third, nobody out. And this one down the right field side and out of play for a foul ball. So here's what happened, in case you missed it. Zimmerman, who had never stolen third in his career, took off, stole it without a throw. And then Moore to right field. Snyder with the catch. And sliding in just ahead of the throw was Zimmerman. What turned out to be the game's winning run. Tony Watson, after the game, was quoted as saying, if you fall asleep, they'll make you pay. And even though he was looking at the base runners, I think that he was caught by surprise, as was everyone, that the particular tandem of runners was able to pull off a double steal.
Well, Wandy's in the same situation Gonzalez was in. Man at third, nobody out. Gonzalez a couple of big strikeouts to get out of the problem, and that's what Wandy's looking at right now. He's ahead 0-2. He needs a strike three pitch. There it is.
And Moore down on strikes.
Goes with the curveball, starts it off the plate away and breaks it really right over a good portion of the plate. You certainly cannot take any pitch that's that close when you have a runner at third and nobody out. Got to be swinging at anything close, and that was not close. That was almost middle of the plate.
Espinosa, switch hitting second baseman, takes ball one. .180 so far for Espinosa. Had a double in yesterday's game. Was 1 for 4 and also was hit by a pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Rodriguez facing Danny Espinosa. Espinosa was the leadoff man in the game yesterday. Batting toward the bottom of the order today. A little dribbler foul for a strike. Fielded by Trent Jewett, third base coach. Spent a long time in the Pirates organization. Espinosa taking his time getting back in the batter's box. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. The Pirates in the bottom of the first looked like they were going to tear the cover off the ball. The first 2 hitters did. Marte with a home run, Mercer with a gap double. Now it's 3-1. Then after that, things changed quite a bit, even with McCutchen reaching and Sanchez reaching to load the bases with nobody out. Bucks couldn't get anybody across. Now Zimmerman representing the tying run. Go ahead run in LaRoche at second. 3 balls and 1 strike to Espinosa. Center field and deep. McCutchen to the track. And this will tie the game. Sacrifice fly scoring Zimmerman. It's 1-1. That's the leadoff walk coming back to haunt Wandy Rodriguez.
He was hoping that he could maybe get a double strikeout like Gonzalez was able to do, but wasn't in the cards. Got the sacrifice fly. But even when you give up the sacrifice fly in that situation, it almost is a victory in your mind, because it's okay, I gave up just 1 run, but I didn't give up a hit. Hit would have scored a couple. So you get the final out, and then you can walk off the mound and still feel pretty good about the way the inning went. When you have second and third or bases loaded, nobody out, you just give up 1 run. That's not a bad result. Of course, it's not as good as Gonzalez giving up none, but still. Good backdoor curveball, but didn't get called. That was a perfect pitch. And Wandy's wondering why that one didn't get called either. I mean, that excellent pitch. Brings it right in over the outside corner above the knees. I mean, he could have ran in and placed it better.
Comes back, induces a swinging strike to Ramos. 1-2 the count. That's frustrating for a pitcher, isn't it, Bob? You make the pitch you want to make and don't get the call. Ramos almost drilled LaRoche. Well, foul ball and a 1-2 count. Listen, Ramos made news a couple of off seasons ago. He was kidnapped in his home country of Venezuela. Government forces came in and freed him after a short time he was detained, and he strikes out looking. 1 run comes in on 1 hit and 1 left through an inning and a half. It's a 1-1 ball game.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We're driven to be better. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
Spend your lunch break watching interleague play as the Pirates host the Seattle Mariners this Wednesday at 12:35. You buy the game ticket and Trip Total Media will add $5 or $10 onto your ticket. Good for concessions at the ballpark. For lunch with the Bucks, go to pirates.com/lunch. Great way to spend your Wednesday this week. Not only to see an early ball game, nice matinee, but also interleague play. A team that hasn't played here since 2007. Gorgeous afternoon in Pittsburgh. On for Robbie Ince-Mikowski and Bob Walker, I'm Tim Neville. John McDonald at the plate facing Gio Gonzalez. Ball 1 outside. McDonald playing shortstop today. One ball and 1 strike to McDonald. One pitch. It's in for a strike. In fact, while talking about Seattle, I think the Pirates have played every other team in baseball since they last played the Mariners in 2007 in Seattle.
It's been a long time. Can't remember what their uniforms look like.
John McDonald down on strikes. One out for the Pirates in their half of the second inning.
Good ball. Up and in, right where he wanted it, 93. Good speed, good location. Yeah, I remember going to Seattle. It really was a great city, nice ballpark. Looking forward to it again.
The switch hitting Wandy Rodriguez, batting right-handed against the lefty Gonzalez. His base hit this year came as a pinch hitter, batting left-handed.
All 3 days we were in Seattle, it was days like this. Beautiful blue sky, great temperature. Well, I understand it's not always like that in the Northwest.
No, it's not. Hopefully it's like that when we go back there. We've got a 2-game series in Seattle, June 25th and 26th. Those are both night games, so we hope everybody stays up late with us from the Pacific Northwest. 3-1 to Wandy. Well, that's a ways off. Going to get to him here first, starting Tuesday after a day off tomorrow. 3-1 pitch. Well, the count's full. Battling right now, fouls it off. The Pirates will take on the Mariners in that lunchtime game on Wednesday, and then it's off to New York. 4 games in the Apple with the Mets. Just a brief 4-game road trip. And Wandy to right center. Oh boy, Wandy. And what do you normally say at this time, Bob?
And the DH. See that happen too with 1 out. Get a situation to get a run going.
Second hit of the season for Wandy Rodriguez.
The last hit he got is a pinch hitter. St. Louis. Whacked one in the left field.
So he's got 1 hit right-handed, 1 hit left-handed.
But some of the momentum that the Pirates built up immediately in the bottom of the first just dissipated when they couldn't get a run in with the bases loaded, nobody out. And then they allowed the game to be tied, or didn't allow it. The Nationals came back and tied the ball game. Maybe the pitcher getting a hit can get something going. That happens quite often.
600 average as a leadoff hitter.
But the slugging percentage is a leadoff hitter.
A little tapper to third. Zimmerman goes to second for 1, too late at first.
No chance. They're better off just throwing to first base. Getting Marte out, leaving Wandy at second. Marte's going to steal second here.
There's something with the way that Zimmerman's been throwing. I know Steve was telling me yesterday on radio about it, and it seems like it's an unnatural motion for him, both throwing the way that you just saw him and throwing normally across the diamond. He had some issues throwing the baseball on target, so he's trying a different motion.
I ended up having to try a first baseman's glove.
Might happen eventually.
That always helps the throw.
Yeah.
Helped Steve Garvey.
It did, didn't it?
He had a lot of problems with that when he was a third baseman. They moved him to first, and he went on and had a great career.
Barrel Automotive League leaders stat. Barrel Automotive were driven to be better. Marte with 10, tied with Juan Pierre to lead the National League. Marte also, speaking of leading, has 40 hits to lead the National League in hits. Jacoby Ellsbury of Boston, the majors leader, with 12 stolen bases. On Friday night against the lefty Ross Detweiler, Marte stole second base. Detweiler threw over to first. With Marte on the run, he had such a good jump. Adam LaRoche just couldn't get the handle on the baseball, and he just ate it, didn't throw it. There goes Marte, and Mercer with a ground ball to short. Desmond throws him out. That does it for the Pirates in the second. We'll head to the third, 1-1 at PNC Park. We take you to the 1991 Eastern Conference semifinals. After a high-scoring game, it's Kevin Stevens' overtime goal that lifts the Pens over the Caps in Game 2. Here interviews from Mike Lang, Troy Loney, Joe Mullen, Ron Francis, and Larry Murphy while you relive this legendary game. Sunday Night Classics, wild one at the Igloo tonight at 8 on Root Sports. We're having one on the island as well. 4-3. Penguins leading the Islanders in the third period. Wandy Rodriguez facing Gio Gonzalez.
Wandy with the behind the back ball exchange. I like that.
Bob fouling out of play, 0-2. The next Penguins playoff game will be Tuesday night right here on Root Sports. Pens and Isles. Nope. Buccos Mariners that night. Radio only for the Pirates on Tuesday night. As I'm being told, the game will actually be played. It just won't be on TV.
Might be on TV somewhere.
If you know how to find it, yes.
You'll have to search.
1 ball and 2 strikes
to
Gonzalez.
Connection.
Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. 2-2 to the Nationals pitcher. He's hitting .286, by the way. But that just means he's 2 for 7.
With a run and an RBI.
He's tried to be productive at the plate. Wandy Rodriguez productive at the plate today, at least in terms of getting a base hit. Forced out on Marte's fielder's choice at second base. 2-2 the count to Gio Gonzalez. He gets a piece of it, fouls it off.
Gio Gonzalez. Didn't notice when the numbers were up there. His run and RBI came from a home run. Yeah. One of his 2 hits over the fence. Did you say that?
No, not yet.
I thought maybe I was.
It's a long game, Bob.
I thought maybe I wasn't listening to you.
First time for everything. Down on strikes goes Gonzalez.
You know how I am. Sometimes I have my mind somewhere else and I don't quite hear everything that's already said. I have a tendency to repeat. You see that hook coming in. Over the top rotation, makes that ball go in and start losing altitude in a hurry. right there.
Back to the top of the order for Washington, Denard Span. He will take one of those for a strike. See the grip that Wandy has, that spiked curveball. 4 different Pirate starters use it. A.J. Burnett, Jeff Locke, James McDonald, and Wandy all throw the curveball with that same grip. Span pulls this one foul.
It's a grip that you got to be careful with. I don't know if there's an easier pitch or grip that you can tip to a runner or a hitter than when you bring your knuckle up on the curveball. Very easy to see, especially on a base runner. You see all of Wandy's grips, and that the curveball grip. If you're a base runner and you see that knuckle sticking up in the air, you know it's going to be a breaking ball, and that's what you want to run on. So you got to make sure you keep that hid if you're out there pitching. You want a big, deep glove, hide all those pitches in, especially if you bring your knuckle up. So that's an easy one for him to see.
So moving the ball around in his glove. Now the 2-2. Poked foul out of play. This is what the runner on second base would see. There it is, the finger up. Two-two to Denard Span from Wandy Rodriguez. Pulls it up at 3-2 under the fastball. Wandy, over the course of his career, has started 10 games against the Nationals. He's 5-2, 3-1 in his last 5 starts against Washington. This one's toward the middle, and Johnny Mack thought he threw him out. Sanchez had the pick, but Span beat the play. Donald had to go a long way to get this ball. And not much on the throw.
The guys that run well, this is going to be a base hit most of the time unless you do something awfully special. And going that direction, it's tough to get a whole lot on the throw. He might have got him out. I think Washington got a call there. Yes, they did.
Yeah, you're right.
That ball's in the glove right now. Awfully close. Bang, bang play.
Ian Desmond. Swing and a miss.
You know, that call right there doesn't prove anything, but I've always thought that the balls that bounce, that it's tougher to get the safe call on those. If I was an umpire trying to make the call, it would seem like it got there earlier because it bounced. As soon as the ball hits the dirt, in my mind, I'd already be wanting to say, okay, there it is. Be interesting. Well, maybe it wouldn't be interesting, but I'd be curious to see if I was right that if most balls that bounce go to the defense. Of course, it didn't in this case.
Not this case. 1 out and 1 on. A 1-ball, 1-strike count to Desmond. Back in plenty of time. And Desmond awaits the pitch from Wandy. Span off of first. Wandy will step off and look over there. Comes the 1-1. Span takes off. McHenry's throw down is into center field. Backing up is McDonald. And a stolen base for Denard Span, his 5th.
I think Michael had a shot. The ball just being high is what allowed Span to be safe. Oh yeah, the ball was there in plenty of time. Ball's right there. You can see it hit the glove. At that point, Denard was still about 4 feet from the base. It would have had to take almost a perfect throw right down around the base, but I think anything about knee high around the base, they would have got an out.
Span represents the go-ahead run. 2-1 to count on Desmond. Things slowing down for Wandy. Wandy normally works quickly, but starting to be a little bit more deliberate here in the third. And this one in the air to center. Span will tag and head for third. 2 men out for Washington in the third. Time now for the whiff, brought to you by Head and Shoulders, now with Old Spice, and the whiff came in the first inning. Harper, that was strike 2, and this was ball 2. Right there. Did he check his swing? That pitch was a strike anyway. He didn't like it, and he got himself run from the game.
We'll see how this game pans out. If it's close, you would think that Harper getting thrown out early is a big effect to lose it. One of the best offensive weapons in the league.
Well, this is his spot in the batting order. Roger Bernardino, who's hitting .040, replacing him. Harper came in hitting .315 with 9 home runs and 18 runs batted in. So .040, 0-1. Certainly not 3-hitter like numbers. But that's where Bernardino goes into the lineup. And he's got a man at third and 2 outs. He will take a strike.
Well, he's hitting off lefties, so.
Well, for 3 last night in the game, striking out once. Was hit by a pitch and scored a run. And he's behind in the count now, 1-2. Bernardino does not have a hit off a left-hander. 0 for 5 against lefties.
Oh, there's the answer to my question. It's not very good off lefties.
Righties, he's not much better. 2-2. Strike 3, and Rodriguez gets out of it, and Bernardino now 0 for 6 this season against left-handers. PNC Park all tied up inside, too. 1-1. New for 2013, it's the Pittsburgh Fantasy Camp Weekend at PNC Park, September 5th through the 7th. Spend the weekend playing games on the field and under the lights at PNC Park while being instructed and coached by Pirates alumni. All participants receive authentic uniforms and practice jerseys. For more information, call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS. McCutchen puts this one into center field. And over to plate is Denard Span, so quickly one out for Gio Gonzalez and the Nats in the bottom half of the third. Fantasy camp should be pretty fun. I know you've taken part, Bob, down in Florida, and now a weekend fantasy camp here in Pittsburgh.
That's the field you'll be on right there. It should be an awful lot of fun to be out here, and September is great weather. First week, I think the Pirates will be in St. Louis at that time. Have the run of the place. Warming up out in the bullpen. Sit right there in the dugouts. Pirates sit in. Playing some hardball.
Tell your friends, sign up early. Don't get shut out. Strike just off the outside edge of the plate. That breeze blowing in from center field really picking up now. You hit one into that wind and get it out of here, you know you've hit it. Straight in from center.
I mean, if you pull it to left because of the scoreboard, you might be able to do well. But center field, I agree, that's going to have to take a pretty good shot to hit it into that. The scoreboard will be knocking that wind down a little. You get those eddies. Actually, might even help you a little bit. Now, the old circular stadiums, balls seem to carry very well in the direction that you against the wind because of the way the air would swirl. We were someplace this year where it was doing that.
Is it Arizona?
Yeah, possible. They had the roof open. Yeah, that's right, Arizona.
Yeah. 3-2 pitch. And Sanchez clubs it down the left field line and it hooks foul.
The ball was going in the stands with some velocity. Tough to handle. So fella make a pretty good attempt. Knocked it down, but it kind of knocked him backwards a little bit too. I think it was that guy in the gray shirt.
Was his watch a casualty?
Might have been.
Strike three on Sanchez. Gonzalez, a fastball knee high, and he got Gabby looking.
Well, Bob Davidson has not been given the outside pitch, but he's been pretty darn consistent on the inside pitches. Both ways. We saw that inside pitch called.
Now with 2 outs and the base is empty, Russell Martin at the plate fouls the first pitch off.
Another changeup to Russell. He had trouble with that first time up.
Day Automotive this day in Pirates history. 2006, Russell Martin made his major league debut for the Dodgers. He had 2 hits and 2 RBIs against the Brewers. Thanks to Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. And the catcher on the phone.
So that day was just, you know, there's so much going on. I didn't sleep the night previous to the game, and I'm walking in the clubhouse, Nomar Garciaparra, Jeff Kent, you know, there was a bunch of stars on the team. And I'm just walking in and I see my name on the lineup card. I'm like, this is it. I'm getting my chance. And Derek Lowe's pitching that night. First at bat. First pitch swing and hit a ground ball at first base. And I feel like I'm running 100 miles an hour. I'm out by like 35 feet at first base. Next at bat, I hit a double, score a couple runs, get my first hit. All the pressure goes away, and I feel good.
Yeah, that day he remembers, and I remember the day before. I was in Salt Lake City with him the day he was called up, AAA. It was a rainout, and just waiting around before the game. Martin was supposed to catch against the Salt Lake team that night. He never got to play. Dodgers called. He was in the Dodger lineup the next night.
The Dodgers in Albuquerque back then?
They were in Las Vegas.
They were in Las Vegas. I think they're back in Albuquerque now.
They are, yeah.
Seems right having them in there. They were in Albuquerque for all those years.
Payoff pitch, and Martin looks at ball 4. Pirates get a base runner with 2 down.
Not the Dukes anymore, though, I don't think.
They are known as the Isotopes. Yes.
They're always the Dukes. They left and came back the Isotopes.
Yes. They were with the Florida Marlins for a little while. So how about this one? Russell Martin, number 55, playing third base, which in your scorebook is the number 5 position, and he's batting 5th. Made his debut on 5-5. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Yes, excellent.
It's all coming together.
Is that why he wears 55? Could be.
Well, that's why Michael McHenry doesn't anymore. Ford had 55 last year. He knew once Russell Martin was coming over that his days of wearing 55 were done. And they made an arrangement, and Russell got the jersey. Michael got a nice new watch. An expensive watch, too. Pirates got their run in the bottom half of the first inning on the very first pitch. Starling Marte, for the second time in his career, took the first pitch he saw in a ball game and hit it out. Did that last July 26th at Houston in his major league debut. McHenry down on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Gonzalez. We'll head to the 4th. Pirates 1, Washington 1.
Pirates say this is Jacob Landis. He's 24 years of age, and by age 10 he was ruled completely deaf, and he had cochlear implant surgery, and now he's fully functional in the hearing world and doing something very special. But first, Jacob, what is the cochlear implant surgery? What has that meant to your life?
It's given me the ability to hear. Without the cochlear implant, I could not have this conversation with you. I couldn't have stayed in public school. I literally was in sign language classes with my whole family before I got the implant. We were preparing to move our family from one city to another county to go to a deaf school, which would have been fun, but I'm very glad I got the gift of hearing back.
And you're taking advantage of that by starting Jacob's Ride. You're going to visit each of the 30 MLB ballparks because you yourself are a diehard baseball fan from the Baltimore area. You're a big Orioles fan. Why did you start Jacob's Ride, and what does it do?
I've always wanted to give back the cochlear implants in some way, mostly because of the tremendous cost that was put on my father. He spent thousands and thousands of dollars, almost $500,000 to get me the surgery, plus all the listening therapy. medications when we were trying to stop my hearing loss from occurring. I've always wanted to give back for families in the same situation who did not have the same means. My dad cashed out his whole 401k, took out a second mortgage. I know that there are a lot of other families out there that do not have those means.
And one way to get in contact, jacobsride.com. And there's also a text line if you want to donate $10. What is that?
Text Jacob to 50555.
Text Jacob to 50555 for a $10 donation. Tim, what a special story. Tomorrow, he's biking 80 miles to Cleveland, and he's going to go to the Indians game tomorrow night. Think about that. 24 years old. He's going to bike 80 miles and then go to the ball game the next night. Pretty cool stuff. And we hope he reaches his goal of $1 million, and that money benefits those who need cochlear implant surgery.
That's a great story. Great kid. Zimmerman now with 2 strikes on him, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That text number easy to remember because it is Cinco de Mayo. 50555. Text Jacob.
And it really is a great story. Great thing he's doing. Hope he can get to $1 million.
You ever want to bike to Cleveland?
No, I don't like the bus to Cleveland. I don't like to drive to Cleveland. I don't want to do that. I would like to take a boat to Cincinnati.
You would. I know. We've had that discussion. That's a foul ball. You ever get the mileage from here to there up the river?
Yeah, I've done that, but I can't remember now what it is. It's a long ways. It's not doable. Not in the time frame I was hoping for.
Well, you even told me you'd like to take a boat down to Bradenton sometime.
Well, I think I might have been a little tongue in cheek with that one.
I said I'll take the 2.5-hour flight and meet you there. They make perfectly good airplanes for a reason. That's a nice little vessel.
It'd be a nice a trip to take something like that down to Cincinnati. Relaxing.
Got a coffee grinder on the top. Did you see it?
Perfect.
Pretty nice.
I like my coffee. You gotta have a coffee grinder.
Not sure if that was a propeller or upside down ceiling fan or a coffee grinder. 3-2 to Ryan Zimmerman. Payoff from Wandy. Chopped it from. This is a great time of the year as we look out on the river. Start to see a ton of boat traffic.
There's somebody out there now on a boat. Maybe the Jolly Roger around. See them. That'll slow him down. That one off his foot. It's been flying around the bases. We're going to slow him down a little bit.
I wouldn't say flying exactly. The payoff again. And this one shot to right.
They'll be on the bases again.
So Zimmerman limps down to first base with a leadoff single. You can reach us via social media on Twitter. Hashtag Bucks Booth. At Root Sports Pit. We want to hear from you. Send us your comments, questions, and thoughts about the Bucks this game. And if you've ever taken a boat to Cincinnati or bike to Cleveland, we want to hear from you.
Exactly. Those two destinations and that mode of travel.
Pirates with 3 infielders on the right side for Adam LaRoche and Russell Martin alone on the left. Adam with a double in the second inning. This one up in the air to left center field. McCutcheon will make the catch. And there is one out for the Nationals in the 4th.
I'd like to congratulate John Weiner.
Yes.
He was inducted last night into the Western Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. Really a great event. John's speech was outstanding. He had to be there. Hopefully we can find a video of that. He was great. He had the place going crazy. But congratulations to all the inductees last night. It was a wonderful event. Special congratulations to our colleague, John. Great job.
All his friends from Carrick were there, I understand, and he was asking why that section wasn't roped off with police tape. He said.
I think it was roped off.
Was it roped off?
Yeah, they weren't letting him wander around too much.
1 pitch to Moore is fouled back. Well, some other great honorees. Ken Maka, former big league skipper, inducted last night. Bill Priatko, former Steeler. Ryan Bashnagel, former Chicago Bear out of NA, or the Allegheny. Strike to Moore, and he is gone. So Wandy with another strikeout. That is 6 for Wandy.
Been doing some good work with that curveball this afternoon. He tries to break this up on the right-hand hitter's hands, and it stayed just enough to where it caught a part of the plate. Again, that I think is where you're going to get some strike calls on borderline pitches, that inside corner. Bob Davidson is calling that, and you got to take advantage of it. That's one of the things number of things as a pitcher you try to figure out. You know what the hitters are trying to do. Somebody trying to pull you, hit the ball the other way. But as the course of the game goes along, if there is a spot where the umpire is giving both sides some leeway, well, you got to take advantage of that. And I think that inside corner is the spot this afternoon.
Big cut of the miss by Espinoza. Nothing in 2 down. Runner at first is Zimmerman.
Got to watch it.
Bob's being facetious.
No, I'm not.
You think he's going to go right here?
I said you got to watch him.
Well, Zimmerman stayed put. He was being watched, and it's 1-2. It was an anomaly that he stole third base last night. First time in his career he'd ever done it. They really rolled the dice and paid off for the Nationals. Ended up getting the win, splitting the series so far, a game apiece. Pirates winning the opener on Friday night, dropping the 4 o'clock start yesterday, and then here today, locked up in a 1-1 game. Great view atop the rotunda. They're watching him.
Bob Davidson has called a balk on Wandy. Now I will say this, that Zimmerman is not so dangerous that you ever want to balk. And Wandy kind of complaining right now to Davidson. I mean, just an occasional look over there, a little occasional toss. But what Davidson is saying is that Wandy stepped too far toward home plate and not far enough toward first. Now there's a line that if you go down the foul line, you'll see a little box of the running lane. And where that starts, that's the halfway point. And you have to step on the first base side of where that box starts. And there's no umpire obviously standing over there, so it's hard for them to really, it's just kind of a guess.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Espinoza. Zimmerman represents the go-ahead run. Knocked the mask right off McHenry.
A couple of good hits to the mask. It's the second time we've seen the mask get jarred off.
Doesn't seem to bother the fort very much. Wandy's 2-2 again. Crushed to left field. It is now a 3-1 Nationals lead as Espinosa has hit his third home run of the year, scoring Zimmerman. And Espinosa got the better of Wandy Rodriguez there.
Yeah, it looked like a breaking ball that just didn't break a whole lot. And I think it's going to be middle of the plate. Here it comes. Not a lot of break to it, and yet definitely middle of the plate. Just below the belt. That's twice today that he has left one up out over the plate to Espinosa. And both pitchers have been hit hard.
Espinosa has driven in all 3 Nationals runs. Had the sacrifice fly scoring Zimmerman in the second inning. He scores him again with a 2-out, 2-strike home run here. And Wandy's going to get a visit from pitching coach Ray Searage.
Yeah, Wandy, he might have got a little out of sync with that balk call. We saw he was frustrated. He was arguing a little bit. He pointed to the place on the mound where he claims that that's where he put his foot. And maybe that little bit of a distraction carried over into the rest of that at bat with Espinosa. But you know, you can't really point blame anywhere other than yourself. When things like that happen, you got to be able to shrug it off and refocus on the hitter. Not saying that that's exactly what happened, but it's a possibility. I think that's part of why Ray went out there at this point, was to, if he was upset, to get him back focused again.
Now Ramos going to gap it to left center. That's going to go off the wall of the bullpen. And Wilson Ramos, on the first pitch after the mound visit, pulls into second base with a 2-out double. That's his first double of the season.
Fastball right down the middle, went after him. There's 2 outs and the pitcher's coming up, so this really shouldn't hurt you too much. Yeah, you got to believe you can get the pitcher out, although as we were talking, Gonzalez was up last time. He's not a bad hitting pitcher.
Swings the bat well, has a home run this year. He takes inside for ball 1. It's 2-0. Gonzalez represented the United States in the World Baseball Classic. Struck out 5 in a 7-1 win over Puerto Rico in Miami this year. Back in mid-March. Ground ball to Russell Martin at third. He'll take the out at first base. But damage done by Danny Espinosa. 2-run home run as the Nationals in front. 1. 5 hits for the Nats, one of them a home run. Their only home run in this entire series came off the bat of Danny Espinosa in the top of the 4th inning. Let's take a look at our road ahead. Pirates taking on the Seattle Mariners starting Tuesday night. Aaron Harang, the veteran right-hander, taking on James McDonald. Then super pitching matchup for Wednesday. Felix Hernandez against A.J. Burnett. It's the M's and the Bucks. Brief 2-game interleague series. Mariners pitchers will have to hit. A.J. Burnett looking forward to opposing King Felix on Wednesday. 12:35 first pitch. Coverage starts at noon here on Root Sports. Brandon Inge leads off for the Pirates. Takes the ball. And a strike called to Inge. Gio Gonzalez pitch on the way. One is into the glove of the catcher Ramos for strike 2. Looks like Gonzalez has a little bit of oomph on that fastball today.
Yeah, he averages up there close to 93. Throws a lot of 94s. I think this one came out of the hand a little early, huh?
Whoop, a little early.
The definition of that one slipped.
Count is full to Brandon Inge. Inge 0 for 1. Grounded out to the shortstop Desmond in the first inning. Now with a 3-2 pitch on the way from Gonzalez. Up in the air to left center field. And will be caught by Denard Span. One man is out. See what's happening on social media. I've been to Cincy by boat at least 48 hours. Lots of locks to go through. You asked the question. Somebody out there is going to answer.
It's a great resource.
How long would it take you on that canoe?
Probably longer than 48 hours, I think.
There's a strike to John McDonald.
A lot of good work this afternoon with the changeup from Gio Gonzalez, which is a little bit of a surprise to me looking at some of his scouting type numbers. This year he only been throwing the changeup about 5% of the time. He's gone to that changeup a lot more than just 5% of the time. And another thing that's surprising about it is all the success he's having against it. I mentioned earlier, and I'll do it again here, that the league was hitting .429 off changeups versus Gonzalez before today. So that has definitely been something that he has found that is really working for him.
McDonald to center field and Span right there. 2 gone for the Bucks. Gio Gonzalez has rolled a pair of 8s. 2-run lead for Washington, bottom of the 4th. Now Wandy Rodriguez, who's 1 for 1, and a base hit to right center. The 0-1 pitch. Foul back, and it's 0-2 to Wandy. Gio Gonzalez, after being wrapped around early in the first inning, has really settled down. He has struck out 5 through 4 2/3. He hasn't given up a hit since Rodriguez hit in the second inning. He's gone through the order again without giving up a hit, just walked a man. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Unhappy with the last 2 pitches he's thrown. missing very badly with both of them. With the pitcher up.
Missed another one. Pretty far outside. Full count, 3-2.
Still can't get used to guys licking their fingers standing on the mound.
Rodriguez chopper to third base. And Zimmerman just heaves it over to first and retires Wandy. 3-1 Nationals after 4. Starting at the top of the fifth inning, 3-1 Nationals. A home run by Danny Espinosa, the difference so far. 2-run shot last inning. Starling Marte with a first inning homer on the first ball he saw from Gio Gonzalez. And one other note, the Nationals' Bryce Harper ejected in the top of the first inning after arguing a third strike call. Wandy Rodriguez facing the top of the order. Span, Desmond, and Bernardina, Harper's replacement. 1 for 6 in the series is Span. His first hit came last inning. A base hit. His last time up, I should say, in the third inning. Got a base hit, stole second. Was hitless Friday night. Span did foul a ball off of his right ankle, so a sore right ankle kept him out of the lineup in yesterday's game. Back in there today. Center fielder waits for the 1-1, and it's high. 2 balls and a strike. Looks like we got out of St. Louis just in time, Bob. Took 2 or 3 from the Cardinals. Now the Cardinals since then have won 5 in a row, looking for 6, and they're on top of Milwaukee 6-0 in the third inning.
Good team. No doubt about that. Going to be there all year. Cincinnati has a good club. Not going to be easy. Shouldn't be easy. It's not the way you want it.
Span rips this one foul up the right side. Yeah, Cincinnati's in Chicago today again, and they are scoreless in the third at Wrigley Field. It'll be interesting to see how things play out this year with a 5-team division now that Houston has gone to the American League. 2-2 pitch. Span taps it to the right side. Mercer throws him out easily. Let's check in with Robbie.
Well, guys, Charlie Morton working his way back from Tommy John surgery had his timeline altered just a little bit. He's dealing with some posterior rotator cuff tightness. It's very recent, and it's not a cause for alarm. He did play catch today, probably will again tomorrow. Then he's going to throw another side. it's just going to push back. He's not going to make his next scheduled start on time. He was reported to be about 2 starts away from returning to the Pirates on full-time duty. But in talking to him, he seems like just it's the adaptation process with his arm and trying to work his way back. So hopefully not a major deal for Charlie Morton.
Desmond to the left center field gap and a base hit. And Desmond a big turnaround first, but won't challenge the arm of Starling Marte. 1-out single. AGH Sports Medicine injury update. Francisco Liriano made his last rehab start today for Indianapolis. He'll join the Pirates rotation on the 11th in New York. His line today: 3 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 more strikeouts.
Just 68 pitches.
Yeah, we were expecting him to go deeper today, but for whatever reason, I'm not sure the reasons why at this point, he did not go as deep as anybody expected him to.
Threw 80-some pitches in his last start, and then, from what I understand, went into the bullpen after that and threw some more. So, who knows?
Over first. No balk on Wandy that time.
What is it? The 11th is the next time we have 5 games in a row. And
yes.
Looking at having a 5th starter.
And this one is hit to left field. Marte over to the corner. He'll make the catch. Well, there are now 2 outs. Well, if you heard the crowd cheering before there was any action,
shoots and scores.
It's because somebody put the biscuit in the basket in New York. Chris Kunitz on a power play goal gives the Penguins a 5-4 overtime win over the Islanders. They now lead the series 2-1. Top shelf right next to the peanut butter. I don't know if he did, but it's fun to say.
You're just making it up?
No.
You're supposed to have fun.
Yeah. What happens when you scratch your back with a hacksaw? Pitch to Zimmerman. Just misses off the outside corner. Well, don't miss game 4 of the Pens opening round series against the Islanders this Tuesday. Coverage from Long Island starts at 6 o'clock with a special 1-hour pregame on Root Sports. Penguins up 2-1. An overtime win. Well, it's a big game today. And Crosby combining. Crosby another assist. Crosby's pretty good. Understatement of the year. 1-1 pitch, and Zimmerman takes a strike.
One of those inside corner strikes.
Well, 1-2 to Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman has scored 2 of the 3 runs for Washington this afternoon. There goes the runner. McHenry's throw down, not in time. Desmond with a stolen base.
That's a great jump. He was going on first move. As soon as that leg came up, he took off. He wasn't reading. Look, there he goes. Head down. And even if that throw could have hit the bag and it wasn't going to be in time. Just too good of a jump by Desmond.
He had to do what he could with his tail hook there. Hang on to the deck.
He stole that on Wandy.
Two coming to Ryan Zimmerman. Right at Russell Martin. Line drive out. No runs, a hit, a man left. Halfway home at PNC Park. Nats 3, Bucks 1. Starling Marte, first pitch he saw today, he lost it. The second deck in left field. Marte with his second home run in as many games. And finish this sentence. Starling Marte is the best Pirates leadoff hitter since blank. You can tweet us at Root Sports Pit. Hashtag Bucks Booth. And Marte drops a bunt down in front of the plate. Ramos throw in time to get him. And the base also got him.
That's an excellent question. I'm trying to come up with an answer. I mean, it's obvious that nobody has put up the kind of numbers that he has first month plus of the season as a leadoff man. Giving it his all, a little bit of a lunge. Caught it. Toe pick.
That's how you slow yourself down in hockey. The toe pick. Good thing he's all right. Jordy Mercer. It's a strike.
Yeah, right there. There it is.
Mercer
So many
doubled.
tools. The tools he has, the power. I mean, talking about this leadoff thing, I don't know if he'll be a leadoff hitter. Every leadoff hitter that has had his kind of tools that we have had, the two guys that instantly come to my mind, McCutchen and Bonds, they didn't stay leadoff hitter very long.
Mercer to center field, and Denard Span grabs it for out number 2.
So we'll see how it plays out.
With 2 outs, base is empty for Andrew McCutchen. And Kutch, who normally torches the Nationals, been a little slow this series. He's 0 for 2 today. Reached on an error in the first, flying to center in the third. 4 for 9. Still pretty good, but not what the Nationals dread when they see the dreadlocked one. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kutch. Gio Gonzalez into the wide of the 1-1 pitch. And McCutchen will take it for ball 2. Two balls and 1 strike. Now it's 3-1. Pirates need a base runner. It's popped up to the right side. LaRoche backpedaling. And he will handle it for the 3rd out. So the Pirates gone in order in the 5th. We'll head to the 6th. Nationals 3, Pirates 1.
We've got presidents running all around town, and of course, Jalapeno Hannah comes away victorious in the pierogi race. And earlier today, we had the Pittsburgh Marathon. A lot of, I believe it was over 7,000, almost 8,000 racers participated in either the marathon or the half marathon, including 3 people from Root Sports: Matt Wamsley, Mikey Welsh, and director Pete Toma. All completed the marathon. I don't know, Tim, maybe the pierogies or the presidents ran faster than our guys at Root Sports, but nonetheless, a good day right here around downtown Pittsburgh and the North Shore.
Well, I think Jalapeno Hannah had a better mile pace than Pete Toma did today, but Pete did the distance. He did the distance. He did the half marathon today. So congratulations to everybody that participated in it today. That's a hard thing to do. Half or the full. It was won by James Kerwa from Kenya. 1-1 to LaRoche. He takes a pitch inside, 2-1. Here's a 2-1. That's low, 3-1. Roche hasn't gone deep in a while. Since the 20th of April. It's been 14 games for him. Wandy certainly wants to keep him in the ballpark today. And a strike is called to Adam. Full count to Adam LaRoche. Adam's got a place in Kansas where he works out and also hunts a lot of deer. And he hits this one high and deep to right center field. Going back is Inge. And on the track, Inge retires Adam LaRoche.
Excellent job by Inge getting back very early. Where he could kind of set up. If that ball would have actually been against the wall, he would have been able to actually, make a nice jump up to it.
Well, some of the tweets, we asked the question earlier. Starling Marte is the best leadoff hitter since, well, Honus Wagner. I think there might have been somebody good since Honus, although he was a pretty good player. Marte, since McCutchen batted leadoff. Tony Womack. That's one of the guys I was thinking about, was Tony Womack.
Well, nobody's been able to put up the numbers he has, that's for sure.
Popped up by Tyler Moore back into the seats.
Those first inning numbers that we showed in the beginning of the ball game, I mean, that's just off the chart stuff. But Tony Womack, he was a prototypical leadoff hitter. Slapped the ball around, run, steal bases.
Stole a lot of bases.
Marte is not a slap the ball around guy. A free swinger. He's going to hit some home runs.
And strike 3 called, and Tyler Moore down on strikes. Third time this game that Moore has gone down looking.
A good pitch, right on the edge. It's the call from Bob. I'd like to see that right hand come up.
2 outs, base is empty, and a strike called on Espinoza. Espinoza has driven in all 3 runs today for Washington. 2-run homer back in the 4th. He slices this one out of play. It's nothing in 2.
I saw Bruce Fromming the other day in Milwaukee.
You did?
He waved with his right hand to me, and I said, I always love it when your right hand comes up.
Strike 3. Is he still supervising?
Long-time National League umpire. I'm assuming so. He was at the ballpark. They're watching the game.
One and 2 to Espinoza. Top of the 6th inning, 2 men out. Almost get the chase up the ladder. 2 and 2. You mentioned Barry Bonds as a leadoff hitter. Other guys, Jason Kendall. I saw another Matty Alou. Another good leadoff hitter for the Bucks. 2-2. Foul back.
Pitch number 116. That's got to be the most of any starter this year.
Let Wandy go a little bit. There is activity in the bullpen. So 2-2 the count to Espinosa. Then Mazzaro loosening up. One hopper to McDonald. And a 1-2-3 sixth. And to the bottom of the sixth inning. 3-1 Nats.
Authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Back here at PNC Park with Robbie Inch-Mikowski and Bob Walk. I'm Tim Neverett. 3-1. Nationals ahead of the Bucks. Go Bucks on a Kids Day Sunday. Pirates hoping to get something going late. The little guys out here today enjoying a wonderful day on the North Shore. Pirates would like to make it better for them. Bucks are 5-1-1 in the last 7 series. It seems like they've been pretty consistent winning the final games of series. Trying to come back in this one here today. Gonzalez pitching to Gabby Sanchez, fouls it back. And Gabby 0 for 1 with a walk. Since April 21st, the Nationals have scored 3 runs in a game or more only 3 times. This was the 4th time in a couple of weeks for them that they've scored 3 runs or more in a game. They have been offensively challenged. Yesterday before the game, Davey Johnson, their manager, holding a closed-door meeting in the clubhouse, urging them to get going offensively. Well, Jose Contreras warming up, and he will make his Pirates debut today. There is a well-traveled veteran right there, 41 years old. Joined the Bucks bullpen on Friday, has yet to pitch in a game. 1-2 pitch. Sanchez off of Gonzalez. And Gabby heading to first base with a base hit. Leadoff single. Now the tying run coming to the plate.
Off the glove. Tying run at the plate. Got to do something now. You're running out of innings. You're past the halfway point. Thinking back on that very first inning of this game, great chance to take a big early lead and let it go. And hoping we weren't going to be talking about that later, but that looks like what is happening.
Pirates had a chance in the first. Bases loaded, nobody out. To bust it open early, but Gonzalez settled down, got 2 strikeouts, one of Martin, one of McHenry, then got Inge to ground out.
By the way, I looked back to see the last 2 times that Pirates sent a leadoff hitter to the All-Star game.
Martin to the left center field gap. That's going to roll to the bullpen. Sanchez going to get waved around third. Gabby coming to the plate. Here's the relay. Gabby slides. Hey, safe. An RBI double for Russell Martin. And it's 3-2.
Pretty good throw to the plate. Starting to get a little nervous as that ball was coming in. Ramos holds on to it. Gabby might be out. See the throw coming in was going to be there in time, but Ramos could not catch it. And Gabby coming in hard, making sure he had no chance to recover the baseball.
Russell Martin happy to have his 11th run batted in.
Tying run at second now. Nobody out.
Double number 7 for Double Nichols. Russell Martin. Pitches up high. For ball 1 to Michael McHenry. 0 for 2 in this one. He struck out once swinging, once looking. A single, double, and a run has scored. Pirates now a run down. 1-1 to the 4th. Making his 6th start behind the plate this year is Michael McHenry. Side 2-1. Was 1 for 3 on Wednesday in Milwaukee. Had a solo home run and a walk.
Right now he wants to move that runner.
Nobody out. The 2-1 pitch from Gonzalez. Almost hit him.
Gonzalez trying to bust him inside. He does not want that ball to be hit to the right side. He wants him to pull it.
McHenry's hit safely in 6 of his last 7 games. He has 3 hits and 9 at bats with runners on base. Martin at second base, nobody out. The 3-1. And McHenry hits a blooper to center field, and that one's going to be caught by Ian Desmond. One man is out. Brandon Inge coming to the plate on the latest edition of Inside Pirates Baseball. Brandon shows off his backyard hockey rink. Charlie Morton is on the mend. We relive Jay Bell's first career walk-off homer and a lot more. It's on Inside Pirates Baseball, presented by Allegheny Sports Medicine, today after the postgame show on Root Sports. Jay's done something a lot of people haven't. That is score the game-winning run in a World Series for the Diamondbacks. Inge foul tip for a strike.
Now McHenry was trying to hit the ball the other way, trying to fight it off, trying to move him. Just couldn't get enough of the head of the bat on that baseball to drive it out far enough to allow Martin to move up. But it was some really good pitching on Gonzalez's part.
100th pitch for Gonzalez. That's strike 2 on Inge.
Watch the last pitch to McHenry. And look at the strike zone over on the right. See where everything is lined up on that inside corner? He was trying to prevent anything going the other way. So constantly trying to bust him in, looking for a jam shot, and that's what he got. That was really a nice job of pitching by Gonzalez, especially as you just mentioned. He's getting up there at 100 pitches. There it is. And still has velocity, still has some pretty good location. A little bit of a throwback game here. Both starters. Well, I'm thinking that Gonzalez might be in there for the end of the inning, but he'll be well over 100. Wandy ended up with what, 116, 117, something like that. He's not officially out of the game yet either. They're throwing some pitches this afternoon.
0-2 to end. Check swing roller. And Martin goes to third on the play. There are 2 men out. Well, tying run 90 feet away. And it's going to be up to the shortstop, John McDonald, to get him in. McDonald is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. Fly to center in the 4th inning. Ramos will go on and talk to Gio Gonzalez. I'm sure they get this right. That's what they're concerned with. And now McDonald looking to get a base hit. Get Russell Martin to the plate.
You want to make sure at the crucial times of the game you are on the same page for sure. And that's what that was all about. McDonald hitting, you get your 2 outs. But the tying run is just down the road a little bit. Have a plan.
Gonzalez steps off. 38-year-old John McDonald out of Providence College. Drafted by the Indians out of there. There's a little nubber. And Gonzalez will throw him out. So the Pirates get 1 run back, leave the tying run at third. We'll head to the 7th. It's the Nationals leading 3-2. Great shots from the AGH cam on this Sunday afternoon. A Kids Day Sunday at PNC Park. 3 runs on 6 hits for the Nationals, 2 runs on 5 hits for the Pirates as we start the top of the 7th inning. Jose Contreras will make his Pirates debut. The well-traveled veteran, former Yankee, former member of the Chicago White Sox, Philadelphia Philly. 292 games in his career. 884 strikeouts. He's pitched in 2 World Series with the Yankees in 2003 and with the White Sox in 2005. And Contreras, a Cuban defector, Played 7 years for the Cuban national team. Gives up a base hit on his first pitch as a Pirate. Wilson Ramos down to first base. This will bring up Steve Lombardozzi, who will pinch hit.
Ball off the end of the bat, and Ramos gets left with nothing but the knob. The rest of the bat went flying. Throws away the knob right there. That's not much left to have in your hand, the knob.
What's left of that bat is in Jose Taveda's hand. Lombardozzi pinch hitting for the pitcher Gonzalez. Fouls that bunt attempt off. Well, Contreras was signed by the Pirates as a minor league free agent in late February. Rehab from Tommy John surgery that was performed last June. He began the year with the Phillies last year before he got hurt. He appeared with Bradenton on the 15th of April at the AA Altoona. Pitched there on the 20th of April. Made 2 scoreless appearances. Made 3 appearances with AAA Indianapolis. Gave up 1 earned run over 3 innings. Lombardozzi pops up the bunt. McHenry's got it for the out.
That'll help a little bit. Nice reactions by the Fort, quickly finding that ball.
Contreras, 2006 with the White Sox, was going to be the starting pitcher in the All-Star game. Got scratched a couple days earlier, but he had many starts before heading back to the bullpen. He was a full-time starter until 2009. And in 2010 made 67 appearances for the Phillies out of the bullpen. No balls and 1 strike to Denard Span. Jose Contreras delivering to the center fielder, swing and a miss. And it's 0-2.
Contreras setting that splitter in his hand. That's what he just got the swing and miss on. Was you the other day we were talking about how pitchers always set in their hand, not always, but most of the time they'll set whatever their toughest grip is to get. They don't want to be having to do a lot of digging around in the glove. Sometimes they'll tip a pitch if they have to do that. And most guys, if they throw a splitter, that's what they set in their hand early on. Now, if they decide to throw it, they can just leave it like that, or they can easily slide their fingers up to the top of the ball, throw a fastball.
Contreras just missing on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You can see the grip on our AGH cam. Both fingers way out wide. Ball does not spin much at all when you do that.
Got him on the corner. Strike 3. Span goes down looking. 2 gone, top of the 7th.
Contreras still has a pretty good fastball. That was 92.
See Contreras just pushing that ball into his split finger grip.
When you throw the ball now, you don't have any backspin on it, or very little anyway.
That has been a cut and a miss.
And you can't throw it as hard, so if nothing else, it turns it into a pretty good changeup.
Just getting it set. Pushing it in there. Ready to go. Reloaded. Strike two. Contreras should be a good addition to this bullpen right now. They've had some arms that have been taxed.
There's the curveball. Got the swing and miss.
Pirates starters, not one with a complete game yet, not one even close yet to a complete game. Just haven't gone deep enough into ball games. So the bullpen has been used quite a bit.
It's definitely one of the early stories of the season that the bullpen has really racked up a lot of innings pitched.
Here comes the 1-2 to Ian Desmond. Skies it foul on the left field side.
Contreras coming here. Beginning of May, might be just right on time. Look at the second in the league, 111 innings for the relievers. That's the second most. 150 for the starters. That's 27. That's not good. That's going to wear out a bullpen. You're going to have a lot of fresh arms if that trend continues.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Desmond. At first is Ramos. 2 out.
One of the reasons that the starters have not gone deep is because their pitch counts get up so quick. And if you look down, you saw the average number of pitches per batter. Both our starters and the relievers have high numbers in that regard. Haven't been really efficient in getting their outs so far.
Got him. So Contreras gives up a hit but strikes out 2. Stretch time at PNC Park on this Sunday afternoon. Jose Contreras and the Pirates trailing the Nationals 3-2. Let's keep you here and enjoy some of the sights and sounds on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon at the ballpark during today's 7th inning stretch.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you now to stand and join the Pirates and Major League Baseball as we offer support to our troops here and abroad. Here to lead us with God Bless America is Debbie Becker. Joining Debbie on the field today, representing the Wounded Warrior Project, is Army Corporal Scott Filsinger. While in Fort Knox preparing for deployment to Iraq, Corporal Filsinger suffered a shattered leg, causing reflex sympathetic dystrophy, affecting the use of the entire right side of his body. We are honored by his service to our country and happy that Corporal Filsinger is with us today and home safe and sound in Pittsburgh.
God bless America, land that I love. Will stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to follow the bouncing Eaton Park Smiley Cookie and join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Join the millions of fans and subscribe today. Watch every out-of-market game live online on your favorite mobile and connected devices in HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV today. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a 3-2 game, rubber game of a 3-game series. Pirates took game 1 on Friday. Nationals game 2 last night. And now Travis Snider will face the new Washington pitcher, Drew Storen. Pinch hitter for the Buccos. Hitting in the pitcher's spot. Snider swinging a miss.
Storen's numbers on the year. ERA is up there quite a bit, but he only has 10 innings. So that'll move one way or another pretty quickly at this point.
25-year-old from Brownsburg, Indiana, born in Indianapolis. 1 ball and 1 strike. Snider sits safely in 13 of his last 16 games, going 17 out of 50 in that stretch, but 294 on the season. It's high and away, 2-1. Well, here we go. It's time to get into the bullpen for the Pirates, trailing in the 7th inning. Pirates have had success against their opposite numbers bullpens, hitting .281 from the 7th inning on. And Snider fouls this one off. Pirates have outscored their opponents from the 7th inning on this season, 52-24. And they've won 3 games when trailing after 7 innings. Last year, they won 3 games all season when trailing after 7. Already equaled that. This one's up in the air to left field, and Roger Bernardino will get under it. Make a catch for the out.
Really found the combination success when it comes to beating other bullpens. Well, you see what the starters did this afternoon, both of them 6 innings. Pretty much the same. Wandy a couple more strikeouts.
Right now, the Pirates trying to get Wandy Rodriguez off the hook.
Not a bad effort by either starter.
Starling Marte with a home run today. He's 1 for 3.
The difference in the ball game really was that first inning for Gonzalez. Bases loaded, nobody out. He got off the hook.
You said it then.
That's the difference.
You said we hope we're not talking about this late in the ball game, and here we are again talking about that missed opportunity. But Pirates will have to try to come back and win another way. 1 ball, 1 strike to Marte. With another hit, Marte would extend his league lead in multi-hit games to 14. Pablo Sandoval and Shin-Soo Choo of Cincinnati also with 13 right now. Bryce Harper with 12. Harper was ejected from this game in the first inning. Marte breaks his bat, fouls it off. It was the final out of the top of the first. A check swing that Harper disagreed with the third base umpire, John Hirschbeck, who said that he went around. The pitch was a strike anyway. Even if he had taken it, it would have been strike 3. But at least that's how it looked. But Harper didn't agree. He stood at home plate and was subsequently run out of the ball game by Hirschbeck. And for the Nationals, you lose a lot offensively when you replace Bernardino's numbers with Harper's numbers, vice versa, I should say. So 1-2, and Marte fouls it off. Glenn Hurdle hoping he can celebrate another come from behind win. Pirates 4 games above 500 to start action today. It's 17-13. That's 1 game over at 16-15. Marte down to third. Zimmerman, long throw, and Marte thrown out. Jim Reynolds called him out. LaRoche had to step way across the bag.
That first base glove might be in Zimmerman's near future. I mean, here again, you got one of the fastest guys in the league. Is there time to take that big crow hop? And just a rainbow coming over. If Marte doesn't slow down to avoid a collision, he beats it out. A routine ground ball to third. And that's a real problem I think they're going to have with Zimmerman, especially with somebody that can run.
Oh, and 1 to Jordy Mercer. Now it's 0-2. Mercer called up when Neil Walker went on the disabled list Friday and hit a 2-run home run. Helped the Pirates win it 3-1. Lineup yesterday as well, and a base hit and a run scored. 1 for 3, and he's got a hit here today, also 1 for 3, a double in the first inning. 2 men out, base is empty. Drew Storen, the pitch. Back to him. So a quick inning for Drew Storen and the Nationals as the Pirates are done in the 7th. We'll go to the 8th. It's a 3-2 ball game. Of their own. Thanks, Rob. So some changes for the Pirates as we head to the 8th inning. Nationals with a 3-2 lead. Travis Snider remains in the game, and he will play right field. And the right fielder Brandon Inge moving into second base. Jordy Mercer, who was at second, over to shortstop. McDonald out of the game. There is Inge. And the new pitcher for the Pirates is right-hander Brian Morris. His outings have not been very long, but they've been very effective.
Look at that ERA. His first outing was fairly long. They had a 3-inning outing that first time up.
Before he was sent back.
Yeah, but you never know coming out of the bullpen. 3 innings, a hitter. It's always different. And unless you're that closer, then you know. But if you're not the quote-unquote closer, then You can never tell what lies ahead.
Roger Bernardina leads off. And Ryan Zimmerman and Adam LaRoche. So 3, 4, and 5 in the Nationals order to face Morris in the 8th. Bernardina replaced Bryce Harper when he was thrown out of the ballgame in the first inning. Ball and 1 strike to Bernardina. Bernardina started in center field last night. Hit 8th and went 0 for 3. Was hit by a pitch and scored a run. Pops up the bunt. Inge is challenged and he won't have a play. That's a bunt base hit for Roger Bernardina.
Like an accidental bunt base hit. You can't plan to pop the ball up over the top of the pitcher's head and then have it drop. That's a total that's total luck is what that is. Even if Inge grabs this, might not have a play. Bernardina obviously runs pretty well. Every now and then you'll get lucky with the location on where a ball falls, and that was definitely the case there, to pop it up over Morris and then drop it in front of Inge.
Good throw to first, and diving back is Bernardina. Got to keep an eye on Bernardina.
Quick feet by Morris.
One for 2 today for Zimmerman. He has scored 2 of the 3 Nationals runs. I went a little closer and Bernardina got back.
He didn't throw that from the stretch. He was looking in for the signs. Went over. Watch, he's looking in the signs. What he's trying to do right there is catch Bernardina looking into home plate, trying to maybe get a sign. We will see guys that'll do that occasionally. One of the guys who are real good at that, you mentioned him earlier, Tony Womack, was real good at getting off. And if you had a close-up of his eyes, he was always looking in, trying to see what the catcher was putting down. And if you can catch somebody looking at the catcher instead of you and throw over, he's out. And that's what Morris tried to do on that pickoff try before this last one. And even if you don't get the out, now the runner knows, okay, he might throw over at any time. I can't take the liberty of looking in at the catcher.
Two balls, no strikes.
By the way, those 2 names you brought up earlier, and I think we had some tweets. Alou and Womack.
Yeah.
I looked it up. Those are the 2 guys, last 2 leadoff hitters for the Pirates that have made the All-Star game.
So they did pretty well.
Alou, I think 69, and Tony in 97.
Two balls, no strikes to Ryan Zimmerman, and Morris pitch. In for a strike call. And we asked the question on Twitter earlier. Starling Marte is the best Pirates leadoff hitter since blank. Since who? You can tweet in your responses at Root Sports Pit, hashtag Bucks Booth. Two-one, a swing and a miss. Zimmerman came off the disabled list on Friday, been battling a hamstring issue. Struck out a bunch on Friday, got his timing back. And was a factor in the win in yesterday's game, and he is a factor in the score today. But you're right, the way that he throws from third base now, it's almost painful to watch.
You know, the result, I mean, if the result, it doesn't matter what he looks like to me, but the result is what is not good. He's not getting the job done throwing it over there. He's taking forever to let go of the ball. a crow hop, a double crow hop on fast runners, and then it's a rainbow over there, and it's off target. That's not getting the job done.
Morris is 2-2. There goes Bernardina. Ground ball right to Sanchez. He'll take the out available to him at first base. Well, one man is out. I want to take an opportunity now to update you on Francisco Liriano's last rehab start today. His final numbers: 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts on 98 pitches. He is going to start for the Pirates against the New York Mets on Saturday afternoon at Citi Field.
And we apologize for giving those earlier numbers as his final. He did get up close to 198 pitches. That was the important number there.
Yeah, we expected him to be up around there. We saw earlier the initial report that
it was 60 something, and that of course would raise a red flag. We were wondering in error. Sorry about that.
Pirates will walk LaRoche and face Tyler Moore instead. So Adam will take his intentional walk here. LaRoche doubled in the second inning, and he's flied out twice more. Once to McCutchen in center field, and once to Inge very deep and right in the 6th inning. And Tyler Moore has struck out 3 times looking today. Check in with Robbie here on some more minor league news. Let's go down and see what Robbie's got.
This comes out of Double-A. Altoona, Stolmy Pimentel, a guy with acquired in the trade for Joel Hanrahan along with Mark Melancon. He's been absolutely dominant at the Double-A level. Yesterday he gave up the 2 solo home runs, but with those 2 solo home runs given up, his ERA was increased to a .74. He has been flat out dominant. And Dave Joust, coach for the Pirates, coached Pimentel this past winter in the Dominican League, and he said Stolmy Pimentel was the best pitcher that we had in the toughest winter league that exists in baseball. They were in San Pedro together, and they got this guy who was once deemed untouchable by the Red Sox. The results weren't always there for him. That's why he at least became touchable. But now we're seeing, at least starting to see, some of the talent as to why Neil Huntington went out and got a guy like Pimentel.
Well, Stolmy, a former Red Sox product, and making a good showing in his first year with the Pirates organization.
You cannot have enough pitching. I mean, that is a definite fact. So add that name to somebody to watch for maybe even later this year, depending on how things go.
Nothing in 1 to Tyler Moore. Runners out first and second, 1 out. Time is called at the plate. Umpire Bob Davidson. Bob clapping his hands there a moment ago, saying, let's pick up the pace. There for strike 2. Although nobody's been in a hurry today. Beautiful day today. Game time temperature 69 degrees, sunshine. Better than 24,000 on hand for the Sunday Kids Day game. Pirates day off tomorrow. Interleague play starts Tuesday night. Seattle Mariners in for a brief 2-game set. And then Wednesday afternoon, a 12:35 matinee. It's a getaway day. Pirates will be heading to New York after that. But if you're having a business meeting or something, got to go to work, bring your work with you. Bring your meeting here to the ballpark. Enjoy a great afternoon game. Have lunch at the park.
Have your meeting in the Hall of Fame Club.
Have it anywhere you like in the park.
Bow tie bar.
That's your seat.
Well, it's tough to have a meeting at the seat. Everybody's like in one line. You can't look at each other.
Well, I guess.
If you're going to have a meeting, of course, to say you're going to have a meeting, go watch the ball game. I think that's where you're going with this. Is not have a meeting. Just say you did.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I meant. You got me. 1-2. Yeah, just put in your calendar. Meeting 12:35 PNC Park.
Hall of Fame Club.
Hall of Fame Club.
They got some nice tables in there that will work
Lexus
great for a
Club,
good
anywhere.
quick meeting. A quick meeting.
No, I just come to the game. If you can't come, tune us in here on Root Sports. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch from Brian Morris to Tyler Moore. Reached for it. And a foul ball. Rivertown Brewing Company Hall of Fame Club. You don't need a special ticket to get in there, by the way. Just a regular game ticket will do. Big bar in there. Great food service.
Meeting tables.
Yep. Have a meeting in there.
There it is. You can look through the window. You can go spend a couple innings in there. Come back out to your seats wherever you want.
One ball, 2 strikes to Tyler Moore. One man out. Bernardino with good speed at second base. LaRoche was intentionally walked at first. Morris will look Bernardino back.
You don't want that double steal that happened last night, or I mean yesterday afternoon. Not here, 1 out. Little inside move that'll at least keep him honest.
Did he go? No, he did not, says Jim Reynolds.
Harper's in the clubhouse right now saying, look, that's exactly what I did. He didn't get called.
That's baseball, though. Those things happen.
Yes, they do. It's like a borderline pitch, a check swing. They're all a roll of the dice. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't.
To left field and deep. Marte going back. Marte looking up. It's a 3-run home run for Tyler Moore. On a 2-2 pitch, Moore homers off Brian Morris. It's 6-2 Washington.
Still got 6 outs to go, but those could be coffin nails at this point of the game. That's some big-time insurance runs.
So 6-2 now in the 8th.
That ball looked like a heat-seeking missile on the guy in the dark blue shirt. A home run. Watch him. He's trying to get away from it.
Direct hit.
Ran right underneath it. I don't know who feels worse, that guy or Morris?
That guy. Danny Espinosa, the switch hitter, hit his home run earlier right-handed. He had a 2-run shot in the 4th.
There he is. As it's hit, he's heading for the hills. He gets out of his seat. He's going up the steps, and it just keeps coming and gets him. He looks fine for it, though. Didn't hurt. He shrugged it off.
There's a ground ball to the right side to Sanchez. Tosses to Morris Governor.
He's probably a catcher. Catchers get hit like that, they shrug it off all the time. Shot in the mask, foul tip in the shoulder. Or get hit with a home run in the back.
Somebody's checking on him. I'm sure he's okay.
Oh, he's all right. Big guy.
He'll be looking over his shoulder to check out the bruise later. Wilson Ramos, that's down the line past Russell Martin into the left field corner. And Ramos heading for second base. And Wilson Ramos has his third hit of the game and his second double.
Martin cartwheel. It looked like Marte when that ball got down the corner. There's the cartwheel again.
Marte thought the ball got stuck, didn't he?
Yeah, Marte threw his hands up like he thought it was a double down the line. But as far as I know, you got to go get that ball. It got down, and it was the padding doesn't go all the way to the track, doesn't go all the way to the dirt. There's a little space down there, and every now and then we've seen it happen a couple of times this year. That instead of getting any kind of a bounce, the ball gets in there and just stops. Now watch Marte right there. See, he throw his arms up like, okay, ground rule double, but I don't think so. The ball is sitting there. You got to pick it up and throw it in.
It might be the case in some minor league parks he's played in, but not in the big league parks. The only one you could think of really is Wrigley Field if it gets stuck in the ivy.
I think it has to be out of sight, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think if it's just sitting there, even at Wrigley,
it's sitting there, you got to pick it up.
You got to pick it up and throw it in.
The safest thing is just to play it.
Yeah. Go ahead, play it just like it's live, and then and let the umpire sort it out. Kind of like a roller down the line. If you're third baseman, you're coming in. Not a roller, but like a ground ball. You go ahead and you make your throw to first base, even if you think it's foul, just in case the umpire called it fair.
Chad Tracy pinch hitting. Three-run home run this inning from Tyler Moore after an excuse me bunt from Roger Bernardina and an intentional walk to Adam LaRoche. To get to Moore, Moore hits the three-run homer to make it a 6-2 game. 10 hits now for the Nationals. Last year the Pirates played the Nats just 5 times. They won 3 of the 5. This year the Pirates will return the trip in July with a 4-game series, July 22nd through the 25th. Last year it was just a 2-game trip to Washington. One of the closest teams geographically to the Pirates, yet they only went there for a 2-game series. Two balls and 2 strikes to the pinch hitter Chad Tracy. Wilson Ramos is at second base. Tracy will get another. For the Pirates in the bottom of the 8th inning, McCutchen will lead off. And Gabby Sanchez and Russell Martin, those are the scheduled hitters. McCutchen will get under this one. Running all the way over to left center field. It makes the catch. 3 runs on 3 hits. The home run by Tyler Moore, the big one. Sunday Night Classics. Relive Game 2 of the Pens' 91 Eastern Conference semifinals against the Washington Capitals. And look for the key word during the show to enter for your chance to win. Watch and win during Sunday Night Classics Wild One at the Igloo tonight at 8 on Root Sports. Just beat Mike Liut like a rented mule. It is 6-2 Nationals with the lead over the Pirates. Bottom of the 8th inning. Along with Robbie and Bob, I'm Tim. Glad you're along today. New pitcher for the Nationals is Tyler Clippard. Clippard appeared in last night's game through an inning of scoreless relief. Did give up a hit and struck out one.
Not a lot of hits given up. Opponent batting just 162. Clippard.
Andrew McCutchen is 0 for 3 this afternoon. Reached on an error by Ryan Zimmerman in the first inning. Fly to center field and popped up to first. 252 the average. 4 home runs. Hit his 4th home run of the year in game 1 on Friday night. Well, he's at least 4 home runs ahead of the pace from last year. Remember, Bob, last year McCutchen homerless until the 8th of May. And ended up with 31.
I hope he hits 31 from the 8th of May on this year.
Be nice. Then he'd have at least 35. 2 balls and a strike. Career against the Nationals, a .438 hitter. Got 11 homers. 3 of them in 1 game here at PNC Park a few years ago. 2-1 pitch. And McCutchen hits one high in the air to left field. Bernardina looking up into the bright blue sky will make the catch.
A little bit of a sun situation as it starts to get later in the afternoon. This time of the summer, that left fielder looking right into it. And still blowing in like it was at the beginning of the game.
Gabby Sanchez singled and scored in the 6th. He's 1 for 2. He walked back in the first inning. Came home on Russell Martin's RBI double. Nothing in 1. Tyler Clippard, guy that Sanchez is familiar with, faced him a number of times while with the Marlins in divisional play in the NL East. Clippard started his career with the Yankees. And then the Nationals got Clippard in 2007.
He was a Clipper at one point.
Yeah, AAA in Columbus. Clippard the Clipper. He was with the Yankees. The nickname Yankee Clippard applied.
Columbus Clippers, ring that bell. Guess they're still playing that song.
I would imagine.
They were about 35 years ago.
He strikes out Sanchez. 2 men out on the Pirates' 8th.
Out in front. Not the movement, it's the lack of speed.
Martin to left center field. Bernardina over. He dives and makes the catch. Roger Bernardina taking one away from Russell Martin. Pirates gone in order in the 8th. We'll head to the 9th. Nationals lead by 4 runs. Friday and Sunday Pirates home game this season. Get a hot dog, pretzel, Pepsi product, and an outfield box seat, all for only $28. For tickets, go to pirates.com/Pepsi Max. Great deal. Well, the score not such a good deal today, 6-2. Nationals in front. A couple of home runs for the Nats today. A 2-run homer by Danny Espinosa in the 4th and a 3-run homer by Tyler Moore in the 8th. The big difference. Vin Mazzaro comes on to follow Brian Morris, and he'll pitch the 9th inning.
He's yet to walk anybody this year.
Mazzaro will face the top of the order, Denard Span. Delivers strike 1 to him. Span hitting .281 with 1 hit today, 1 for 4. He has a stolen base also. Pops this one up and foul ground. Russell Martin circling behind it, making a sliding grab.
He's shaking his head, looking at that sun. Catchers don't have to do this very often. Look up into the sun with the glasses on. He caught it like a catcher, though, didn't he?
This is the first game that Martin has gone the route at third base. His last start, his only other start at third base, he went back behind the plate about halfway through. Pirates trying to get that right-handed bat in there against the left-handed starter Gio Gonzalez. That's why Martin was still in the lineup playing third base, and Alvarez out. Alvarez, Snyder, and Jones all did not start. The lefties on the bench. Snyder in right field now. He came in a pinch hit in the 7th. 2-1 to Ian Desmond. Desmond has a hit in 4 trips. Desmond had a 10-game hitting streak snap last night. So he's hit in 11 of his last 12 games. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vin Mazzaro's 2-2 pitch. Now it's 3-2. St. Louis has put their foot on the gas. 9-1 leading Milwaukee in the top half of the 7th inning. And this one to left center field. McCutchen calling off Marte, making the out. 2 gone in the top of the 9th. Cincinnati and Chicago a 1-run game, 4-3. Reds leading at Wrigley, top of the 6th. These are the games affecting the division. Seattle has lost to Toronto today, 10-2. The Mariners are in here Tuesday night. Roger Bernardina takes ball 2, 2-0. This one to the gap. It's going to get down. And a base hit for Bernardina. Bernardina's now 2 for 5 after his excuse me bunt in the 8th inning.
Going to get that old 40 batting average up in a hurry.
Bernardina 2 for 4. The first at bat in that slot was Harper's when he struck out. Correction on that, but 2 for 4. I think he'd rather have 2 for 4 than 2 for 5. Ryan Zimmerman has a base hit. He scored twice, 1 for 3 today. The Nationals have a good third base prospect coming up in Anthony Rendon. And he might end up pushing Zimmerman somewhere across the diamond. Troubles that Zimmerman sometimes has with the arm from third base. Certainly no troubles with the bat.
If you can't throw, third is a tough place to play.
Two outs in the 0-1. Goes toward the middle. Inge gloves it and throws him out. So the Pirates have 3 outs to go, trailing the Nationals in the rubber game 6-2. After the game on Root Sports. Rob King alongside Kent Tekulve. I'll be breaking this one down for you. 6 runs on 11 hits. And 2 runs on 5 hits for the Pirates. Rafael Soriano will try to finish things off for the Nationals this afternoon. He'll face Michael McHenry, Brandon Inge, and the 8th spot. So Soriano will face the fort, Michael McHenry. Lazaro was inserted into the 8th spot, so there'll be a pinch hitter for him. Garrett Jones has a bat. He's on the dugout step. .280 the average for McHenry. Without a hit today, he's 0 for 3.
And need base runners. Might want to take a strike. McHenry does.
Soriano earned his 10th save of the season in yesterday's 5-4 Nationals win. 0-1 pitch. It's up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pirates in danger of losing back-to-back games. They did lose back-to-back games in Milwaukee, losing games 1 and 2, but picked up game 3 in the series. Won back-to-back games, winning Wednesday and then winning again Friday here in game 1. Soriano's 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Michael McHenry. Bonus day off tomorrow due to the schedule. Strange to see 2 days off during a homestand. McHenry, long way foul out of play down the left side.
Yeah, now those off days are going to average out, you would think, over the course of the year. And the Pirates went through a stretch where they didn't have any. like 20 straight games or something like that. So
20 days.
You get a couple of days off in a row, make up for that.
Full count to McHenry. Three and two. Soriano waiting to deal to Michael McHenry. Here's the payoff pitch. One makes the second deck and falls all the way back down.
Nice that the weather is so nice at this point too for the players. I'm saying it's nice to have a couple of days off and really be able to enjoy this beautiful part of the country. Sunny skies.
Again the 3-2. Again McHenry hits it foul.
Some of the newer guys, Inge for instance, get out, look around a little bit, see what Pittsburgh, Western Pennsylvania is all about.
Great things to see and experience. 3-2. Popped him up. And the second baseman Espinoza waiting for it. There's one down in the bottom of the ninth. Espinoza, who had the first of 2 home runs today. The Nationals had not homered in the series until Espinoza's in the 4th. A 2-run shot. That untied a 1-1 game. Remember, the Pirates went on top 1-0 when Starling Marte hit the first pitch he saw today into the second deck in the left field bleachers. And the Pirates had a golden opportunity in the first inning. Mercer followed that up with a double. Pirates ended up loading the bases with nobody out. And after giving up the home run and the double, Gonzalez pulled off a Houdini and got out of a bases loaded no out jam and limited the damage to just the 1 run.
Just an amazing turn of events. Nationals losing their best player, being thrown out of the ball game on a disputed strike 3 call. Pirates really looked like everything was going their way, and then it didn't.
Two-1 to Inge. Almost 2-2. Brandon Inge started the game in right field. He's finishing the game, it would appear, at second base. Rafael Soriano winding in the 2-2. That is down the line. Should be 2 bases for Inge. As Inge will walk in with a 1-out double. Second double for Inge.
Nice, he's able to get to 2 bases and takes that double play out of consideration. Be interesting to see what Zimmerman would have done with that ball if he would have gloved it.
Like a shot put over first. It's unfortunate. So Garrett Jones getting in at bat. One on, 1 out for the Pirates. Trailing 6-2, bottom of the ninth. And Jones will take a strike. 1-1. Inge off of second base, and the pitch. And Jones pops this one up, playable for Zimmerman, and foul ground. 2 outs. Pirates down to their final out. It'll be up to Travis Snyder to keep it alive, try to get Inge around. Pirates still with a pulse, but it's fading here today.
Tying run still in the dugout.
Soriano's pitch. Snyder will take strike one. Soriano's hitting .290. Still looking for home run number 1. That's toward the middle. Gloved by Desmond. Fires on to first, and a scoop by LaRoche, and that's your ball game. As the Nationals take this series 2-1, losing the first one and winning the final 2. Zimmerman scoring 2 of the 6 runs. Soriano finishing this one up.
Well, this one kind of has a disappointing taste to it, doesn't it? You know, looking at the way the game started and the fact that this was a rubber match, really had a great opportunity today to win 2 out of 3. But nothing we can do about it now. Got to look toward the Mariners.
So a day off tomorrow. The Mariners Tuesday night. This one is in the books. The Pirates now 17-14. Let's go over to our guys for the post game. Rob King and Kent Tekulve.
All right, Tim and Bob, thanks very much. We'll be checking in with Tim and Bob in the post game show for the first time since they lost the first 2 series of the season